Stage 3, Dr. Hamid said quietly. I blinked. What does that mean for her? He looked down. Aggressive, but treatable, with commitment. I walked out of that office with my chest caving in. Alina just stared at the floor. They always said cancer doesn't happen to people our age, she whispered. I'm not going anywhere, I said. You fight. I'll fight with you. She shook her head. You don't have to. I know this is a lot. It's not a choice, I said. I'm staying. The next day, her boyfriend didn't come. Liam's busy, she muttered. I didn't say anything. I just helped her into the car. Maybe he's scared, she added softly. Or maybe he's just not built for this. Maya came by once. I brought her favorite snacks, she said, dropping them on the table like a stranger. She threw up everything this morning, I said. Oh, she shifted awkwardly. I'll try again next week. She never came back. Alina sat in the hospital bed, thin and pale. I cleaned the vomit from her chin and changed the sheets again. Why are you doing this? She asked one night. Because you matter. I don't feel like I do. I looked her in the eyes. You do, to me. The chemo started to take its toll. Her hair fell like soft snow across her pillow. I brought her scarves, then hats, and finally, I shaved my own head. She gasped. Why would you do that? So you don't have to go through it alone. Her eyes welled up. You're insane. Maybe, I smiled, but at least I match. One day she stared at the mirror for a long time, then suddenly turned it around. I hate what I see. Then look at me, I said. She laughed a little. You're ridiculous. No, just loyal. Dr. Hamid walked into the room checking the chart. She's handling treatment well. You're doing everything right. I'm not doing anything special, I said. He looked at me over his glasses. Most people run. You didn't. Alina looked away. At home, I cooked soup that she barely ate. She apologized.
It tastes fine.
I just can't. You don't owe me anything. Yes, I do, she whispered. No one else is left. You don't owe me for staying. I stayed because I love you. Her breath caught. You shouldn't. Too late. There were nights she cried without sound. I'd sit beside her, let her hold my hand. Do you ever regret this? She asked once. No, not for a second. I would. Then I'll carry both our pain. The nurses began to know me by name. I learned what medications made her nauseous and what music calmed her down. You know her better than most married couples, one nurse smiled. I didn't know what to say to that, just nodded. One afternoon, she turned to me and whispered, I thought I'd die alone. Not while I'm breathing. You'll never leave? Only when you ask me to. She gripped my hand tighter. I missed deadlines. Quit my job. Friends stopped calling. You're throwing everything away, my cousin said. I'm saving someone, I replied. She's not your responsibility. She is to me. One night she asked, what if I don't make it? Then I'll still remember every moment. You're not afraid? I'm terrified, I admitted. But loving you is stronger than fear, she broke. Her sobs wrecked her chest and I just held her until morning. Weeks turned to months. She started to lose track of time. But I didn't. I counted every hour like it mattered because it did. Every breath she took was one I was thankful for. One evening while I was helping her into bed, she touched my arm. I know I don't say it often, she murmured. But I'd be gone without you. You don't need to say it, but I want to. I stayed when everyone else left. I fed her when her hands shook. I walked her to the bathroom when her legs gave out. People called me foolish. Said I'd ruin my life, but they didn't see what I saw. I didn't stay because I had to. I stayed because I loved her, and I still do. Look, Alina said, brushing her fingers through the fine strands near her temple. It's coming back. I smiled. I missed that. My hair? No, that sparkle in your eyes. She laughed softly, then covered her mouth. I still feel weak. You're stronger than anyone I know. We started walking again, slowly, around the park near her apartment. She leaned on me sometimes. You okay? I'd ask. Only because of you, she'd whisper. Those words stayed with me long after we got home. I didn't think I'd ever laugh again, she said one morning. You used to snort when you laughed. Don't remind me. I miss that too. She smiled. You're annoying. I'm also the guy who brought you ginger tea every chemo session. She nudged me. Yeah, you are. Some nights she'd sit beside me on the couch, head resting on my shoulder. Thank you, she said, for not giving up. I never even thought about it. Still, you didn't have to stay. I wanted to. She looked at me then, really looked. You always say the right things. No, I whispered. I just say what I feel. One evening after a walk, we sat on the steps in front of her building. It feels weird to be alive, she said quietly. That's a gift. It doesn't always feel like it. I looked at her. Then let's make it feel like one. She turned to me. Can we take it slow? Slow is perfect, I said. I'll wait as long as you need. She smiled again, softer this time. You always do. My chest ached in the best way. I dared to hope. She was healing, laughing, living, and I was right there with her. We shared inside jokes again, watched bad movies, ate ice cream at midnight. You're not tired of me? She asked one night. Never. Even when I get moody? Especially then. Why? Because that's when you need love the most. One afternoon, I caught her dancing in the kitchen while the kettle boiled. You're in a good mood, I said. I felt alive today. I walked over. Can I have this dance? She rolled her eyes. You're such a sap. Guilty. She laughed and took my hand. Anyway, I started dreaming again. About us. A small house. Lazy mornings. Her smile forever. I didn't say it out loud. I didn't want to rush her, but I felt it growing between us. You've changed, I told her once. Better or worse? Braver. Lighter. That's because of you. No, that's all you. She took my hand. I'm scared. Of what? Of hurting you. You won't. She didn't answer. But she didn't let go either. I began to think maybe, just maybe, this was finally our story. Our chance? Pain had brought us close. Maybe love would keep us there. Promise me something, she said one night. Anything. If I ever lose myself again, remind me who I was with you. You don't even have to ask. She rested her head on my chest. I held her like I'd never let go, and I truly believed she'd chosen me. We're done? I asked. She nodded, eyes glassy. Last chemo. I can't believe it, I laughed. Told you we'd get here. She threw her arms around me. Thank you for everything. I didn't do much. You stayed. That's everything. She pulled back, kissed my cheek, and whispered, Let's celebrate. We had dinner at our favorite spot, cheap pizza, warm lights, and laughter that echoed louder than the music. She raised her glass. To life. To love, I added, eyes locked on hers. She hesitated, then clinked glasses with me. To whatever comes next. On the way home, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I need to say something. She turned. You okay? I love you, Alina. I always have. Her lips parted. The silence stretched. Then she looked down. I'm not ready yet, she said quietly. I nodded slowly. It's okay. I didn't say it to get anything. I just needed you to know. She squeezed my hand. You mean so much to me. That sting in my chest. I hid it with a smile. Back at her place, she yawned. I'm exhausted. Mind staying? Until you fall asleep, of course. We curled up on the couch, her head on my shoulder, the TV on mute. I watched her breathe. Then her phone buzzed. She didn't move at first, but when the screen lit up again, she reached for it. I caught a glimpse. A name, Zane. Her fingers flew across the screen. I asked nothing, but I watched everything. She smiled, actually smiled. My heart sank. She didn't notice me watching, something funny. I asked, keeping my voice light. She blinked. Oh, just, Maya sent a meme. I nodded. Maya, huh? She set the phone down. You okay? Yeah, just tired. After she fell asleep, I slipped outside. The night was cold. Or maybe it was just me. Zane. She hadn't said that name in months. Not since she cried on my shoulder the day he left. I paced the sidewalk. What did the heart emoji mean? What did that smile mean? What did I mean? She had said she wasn't ready. But ready for what? Not ready to love me or not ready to let go of him? I leaned against the wall, fists in my pockets. I shouldn't have said anything tonight. I should have waited. Or maybe I should have walked away when I still had the strength. The door creaked behind me. You left? She asked, arms wrapped around herself. Just needed air. You okay? Yeah, she stepped closer. You're not mad, are you? No. You're sure? Alina, I said it because it was true. I didn't say it expecting anything. She looked at me for a long time. I'm scared, she whispered. Of him? I asked. Of feeling again. Of choosing wrong again. I nodded. I get it, she stepped back. Good night. I walked home alone. The memory of her laugh that night played over and over. So did the name on her screen. So did the emoji. I had stayed through hell for her. But maybe she still wanted the man who left. Alina, I said, keeping my voice steady. Are you seeing him again? She didn't look surprised. She didn't even flinch. Her eyes dropped. It just happened. I was confused. I swallowed hard. Confused? I didn't plan it. Okay, she said he showed up. Said he regretted everything. Said he didn't know how to handle things before. And you believed him? I asked. She sat down, twisting her hands. I didn't know what to feel. You and I? We never officially, because you said you weren't ready. I wasn't, she whispered. But I didn't think you'd take it like we were together. I took a breath, felt it get stuck halfway. I stayed when you were puking through chemo, when you couldn't eat, when you cried at night thinking you'd die. I know. No, you don't. You thanked me, Alina. You kissed my cheek. You told me you needed time. And I meant it. Then why him? I asked, sharper now. Why Zane? She closed her eyes. It was a mistake. How long? A few weeks? That word echoed like a slap. You've been seeing him for weeks? I didn't know how to tell you. I was scared. You've done so much for me. You were always there. I wasn't looking for gratitude. I know, she said. But you're my best friend. My chest tightened. That's not what I wanted to be. She looked up finally. I never wanted to hurt you. You think that makes it better? I laughed once, bitter. I gave you everything, every single piece of me. You were the one steady thing in my life, she whispered. Zane, he brings chaos, but he makes me feel something. And I don't? She hesitated. You make me feel safe, but I don't know if that's the same as love. I stepped back. Wow, I'm sorry. You should be, I said, but not for breaking my heart, for wasting it. That's not fair. Neither is watching you smile at the man who left you to rot when cancer hit. She flinched. He panicked, and I stayed. So that makes me the placeholder? No. Then what does it make me, Alina? Her lips trembled. I don't know. Yeah, that's the problem. I walked into the kitchen just to breathe. My hands shook. The silence behind me grew heavy. She followed. Say something else, please. I have nothing left to say. I didn't expect this to happen. I didn't plan for him to show up. I didn't plan for you to fall. Don't, I cut in. Don't say you didn't know how I felt. I told you. I told you. With every ride to the hospital, every night I stayed up when you couldn't sleep, every time I held your hand. Tears ran down her cheeks. I never deserved that kind of love. No, I said quietly. You didn't. She reached for me. I pulled back. I can't do this, I muttered. You're mad, I get it. But don't walk away like this. I already did the staying part, I said. You chose him. Maybe not with words, but you did. It was just a moment. Then why do you look at your phone like you're waiting for him? Her eyes widened. I saw you smile, I said. And that told me everything. We stood there for a long time, not speaking. The air between us wasn't silence, it was something heavier. I thought I meant something, I said finally. You do, she whispered. No, I did. Before he came back, I turned to leave. She grabbed my arm. Please don't hate me. I don't, I said, pulling away. But I don't know how to forgive you either. And I walked out the door. Alina stayed behind, with my heart still in her hands. The envelope was white. No return address, just my name in her handwriting. I sat on the edge of the couch, staring at it like it was ticking. When I finally opened it, a gold-printed card slid out. Alina and Zane, together with their families, invite you to celebrate their wedding. I blinked. then blinked again. Dude, Malik said from the doorway. You good? I didn't answer, just handed him the card. He read it, lips tightening. Seriously? I nodded slowly. She actually sent you this? Yeah, he stared at me. What the hell does she want from you now? Closure, maybe? Or attention? I looked back at the card. It doesn't even hurt. That's not better, man. I thought I'd be furious, I said. But I just feel empty. He sat beside me. You were in love with her. I still might be. You shouldn't go. I didn't say I would. But you're thinking about it. I stared at the date. It's 2 weeks from now. You're not seriously considering it? I don't know. Malik ran a hand through his hair. What would you even say to her? Nothing. Exactly. So don't go. I stayed by her side through everything, Malik. Maybe going is how I finally let go. He scoffed. Or maybe it's how she twists the knife one last time. I held the card tighter. Maybe I need to see her happy, so I can stop pretending she ever loved me back. Malik shook his head. You already saw enough. I sat in silence after he left. I stared at the card until the words blurred. Alina and Zane, the same guy who ran the moment things got hard, the same one who didn't sit through a single chemo session, the one she smiled for. I tried to remember the last time she looked at me like that. She never did. The next morning, Malik messaged me. You better burn that invite. I typed back. I won't go. Probably. Bro, come on. I didn't reply. Days passed. I buried myself in work. Took extra shifts. Ate alone. Slept less. But every time I opened the drawer, that envelope stared back at me. A week before the wedding, Malik showed up with pizza. You look like hell, he said. Thanks. You sleeping? Barely. Still thinking about it? Every hour, he handed me a slice. You going to let them win like that? Who's winning? I asked. They're getting married. I'm just trying to breathe, he sighed. Then stop reopening the wound. That invite, it's poison. I just want peace. You won't find it there. 2 nights before the wedding, I pulled out the invite again. Stared at it. My hands didn't shake this time. The day before, Malik called. Final decision? I said nothing. You're going, aren't you? Still nothing. He hung up. I stood in front of the mirror the morning of the wedding, tie in hand, shirt half buttoned. I wasn't angry, not even sad. Just quiet, numb, ready to let her go, for real this time. You're really doing this? Malik asked, watching me straighten my tie. I have to. For her? No, for me. He exhaled. You're stronger than I thought. I don't feel strong. I just feel done. The venue was beautiful. White roses. Golden drapes. Sunlight pouring in like a blessing. I walked in alone. No one noticed me, and I preferred it that way. She stood at the altar in the exact dress she described to me during chemo. Something simple, she'd whispered once, head resting on my chest. Lace sleeves. Maybe some sparkle, but not too much. I swallowed hard. She smiled at him, Zane, as if he'd never left her to die. I stayed in the back row, silent, still. When the music started, everyone stood. I didn't. She walked down the aisle like she'd never been sick, like I'd never existed. Not once did her eyes search for me. I watched anyway, watched every second. After the ceremony, people moved outside for photos. I stayed seated. Her father passed by. He paused. You came? Yeah. He hesitated. Thank you for everything you did. I nodded. She doesn't owe me anything. But thank you. He gave me a small, guilty smile and walked off. I stepped out into the sunlight, keeping my distance. I didn't need to be near her. I just needed to see that she was happy, that I could finally let go. Minutes later, I felt a hand on my arm. I turned. Alina. Her voice barely carried. You came? Yeah, she looked surprised. I didn't think you would. Didn't expect an invitation either, she bit her lip. I didn't know if it was right, but I wanted you to have a choice. Oh, so I could see the ending I wasn't part of? That's not fair. Neither was disappearing into someone else's arms. I was confused. You seemed pretty clear today. She sighed. It's not that simple. It was. I just wanted to see what gratitude looks like. She blinked. What? I nodded at her dress. You wore the dream, her breath hitched. You remember? I remember everything. Every tear, every fear. Every night I held your hand. She looked down. I never meant to hurt you. You didn't try hard not to. Silence. Then, quietly, she said, "You were my safe place." I didn't want to be a place. I wanted to be the person. Her eyes welled up, but I didn't move. I had nothing left to offer her. Behind her, Zane laughed with guests, carefree, untouched. "He doesn't know what you went through," I said. I told him, but he didn't live it. I didn't ask him to. I nodded. "No, you asked me," she flinched. "I'm sorry. I don't need sorry. I needed truth. Back then. I was scared. So was I, but I stayed." She looked at me like she didn't know what to say. "Good," I turned to go. "Wait," she said. I paused. "Are we done?" "For good?" I glanced at her ring. "You tell me." She looked away. I walked, and this time she didn't follow. "Bro, check your phone." "Why?" "Just check it." I grabbed my phone, brows furrowed. Malik had sent screenshots, 4 of them. 1 headline, 2 texts, 1 photo, Alina, Zane. And another woman wrapped around him like he'd never said vows. I stared at the screen, then back at Malik. "Is this real?" "Confirmed. My cousin works with Zane's cousin." "It's a mess," I exhaled slowly. "Wow, no comment. No fire, no I told you so. No need. Karma's got better timing than me." That night, my phone buzzed. "Alina, can we talk?" I stared at the screen. 15 minutes later, another buzz. "Alina, please. I messed up. I don't know who else to talk to. I didn't open it. Just read the preview twice." Then a third time. The next morning, Malik called. "So you gonna reply?" "No." "Not even to rub it in?" "She's already living it." "That's enough," he paused. "You okay?" "I'm not mad, Malik, not anymore. That's kind of scary, actually." "It's not," I said. "It's peace." 2 days passed. Another message. "Alina, I miss talking to you. I miss your voice." I placed the phone face down. Later, Malik and I sat at our usual coffee spot. "She thought you'd wait forever," he said, stirring his cup. "I did wait," I replied. "I just stopped hoping." "She say anything else?" "Yeah, said she messed up, that she was confused." He snorted. "Same excuse, same pattern. She doesn't deserve you." "It's not about deserve," I said quietly. "It's about choice." She made hers. Buzz, another message. "Alina, I keep thinking about the chemo days. How you held my hand. No one's ever loved me like that." I turned the screen off. Malik glanced over. "You sure you don't want closure?" I got closure the day she walked past me in that wedding dress without even a glance. "Damn," he said softly. "I used to think love was enough," I murmured. "It's not. Respect is, another day." Another message. "Alina, I wish I could undo it. I wish I chose you, I let it sit unopened." Malik texted me later, a meme followed by, Malik, "So, want to celebrate Karma Day this weekend?" I laughed out loud. "Only if there's cake," I typed back. I never blocked her. I didn't need to. Letting go isn't loud. It's quiet. It's not answering a message. It's not caring what she says next. It's smiling without needing revenge. "You're really leaving?" Malik asked, leaning against my car. "Yeah," I said, tossing the last box into the trunk. "New city, fresh start. No one to ghost you at the mailbox?" I smirked. Exactly. 3 months later. I stood inside my small clinic, staring at the name on the glass. Revive Health Center. Nadia walked in, flipping through a clipboard. "You're early. I live 3 blocks away. No excuse to be late," she smiled. "Still feels surreal, huh? Your own place." "Yeah," I said. "Sometimes I forget it's real." "You've built something solid here, Doc." "Thanks, Nadia. I'm trying." Malik showed up on a rainy Thursday. He stepped inside, looked around, and whistled. "This place is clean." "It's a clinic, not a nightclub." "I'm just saying, man, you leveled up." "I needed to. I couldn't breathe back there." He raised an eyebrow. "Still think about her?" I paused. "Less and less." Over dinner, Malik asked, "So, you seeing anyone?" "Just patience," he laughed. "Nadia's cute." "She's kind and cute," I admitted. "We just work well together, for now." One morning, Nadia found me staring out the window. "You okay?" I didn't wake up thinking about her today. That a good thing? I nodded. Yeah, it's new. You seem lighter lately. I stopped carrying ghosts. A week later, Malik called. You sound different. Better or worse? I asked. Alive, I smiled. Yeah, guess healing isn't always loud. You proud of yourself yet? Not fully, I said, but I like the guy I see in the mirror now. That's something. It's everything. One evening, Nadia stayed late organizing charts. Want help? I asked. She looked up. Only if you bring coffee. I returned with 2 mugs. She smiled as I handed one over. You always bring peace with caffeine. Only for deserving people. She took a sip. So I made the list? Pretty high on it, she grinned. Good. After she left, I sat alone in the quiet clinic. No messages, no ache. Just the steady hum of peace. For the first time in years, I wasn't surviving. I was living. My phone buzzed just after I locked up. One voice note. Alina, I stared at the screen for a full minute, then tapped play. Hey, I don't know why I'm doing this, her voice trembled. I still think about you. About how you stayed. I'm sorry. I really am. You didn't deserve what I did. You were everything. I exhaled slowly, calmly, and hit delete. That night, Malik called. You all right? Yeah. You sound off. She sent a voice note. Oh. She said she's sorry. He paused. And you? I felt nothing. The next morning, I brought coffee to the rooftop of the clinic. Notebook in hand, pen between my fingers, I flipped to a blank page. At the top, I wrote, To my future self. You cared when no one did. You showed up when the world vanished. You held someone else's brokenness like it was your own. You loved without conditions. You waited. You hoped. You forgave. And even when you were discarded, you didn't lose yourself. Malik knocked on the rooftop door. You hiding up here? Just needed space. He looked at the notebook. That your therapy? Something like that. Want to talk about it? No. Want to sit in silence? That'd be nice. We stared at the city for a while, lights flickering. Traffic humming in the distance, you know? Malik said. She's probably still hoping you'll reply. I won't. Good. She doesn't belong in this version of you. He nodded. Took you a while. I know, I said. But I got here finally. Later that night, I sat on my balcony, watching the stars blink into the sky. Nadia, clinic's looking great. Proud of you, I smiled. Couldn't have done it without you, I replied. She sent back a thumbs up and a coffee emoji. I opened my notebook again and wrote the last line. Peace isn't loud. It just arrives. I closed it, set it on the table. No more tears. No more questions. Just stillness. Just me.